Here with Iowa State head coach Kevin Dresser the day before NCAA tournament. How are the Cyclones doing right now? What were your thoughts on the Big 12 performance from your team?
We had a good, 10 days to get kind of reboot and get ready for this. I think for what we kind of just ended up with at the end of the year, I think we had a good Big 12 championships. It was a change from the beginning of the year. You think you have the team to win it, and you just don't have the personnel at the end of the year. You can't make excuses because injuries are part of the sport. Other guys got opportunities that might not have got opportunities. We got some guys here that might not have been at the NCAA tournament right now if it would have been for, maybe some of those injuries not happening. But, what do they say? One door shuts, another opens, and that's kind of where we're at. But, we got a bunch of guys. We got 8 guys that are really excited here, and I'm curious to see what kind of damage they can do over the next 3 days.
Someone like Panero Johnson, after the UNI duel, you're always a coach that kind of tells it like it is.
Right.
And you're basically like, I don't know if he's ever going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Just that how you react in that kind of moment. Did he show you what you wanted to see from him at the Big 12 Championship? Do you feel like he's turned the corner?
I think he all year long we saw signs of him separating himself, and you hear coaches talk about it all the time, getting caught in the moment, like the moment, making the moment bigger than it really is, and I think that's what he did in that situation. And I think, if we all reflect back on our wrestling careers, we can probably all say at one particular point that we blew a match because we got caught up in maybe the hype or the crowd, and I think he did. I think he got caught up in it. We had a couple. When you're on the road, you can't say shady calls, but we had some questionable calls. But when you get on the road, you're going to get, so you coach your guys, you're not going to get the calls. So there was a situation where they were scrambling, went off the mat, and I think that frustrated him because he probably didn't think he was doing that. But when you give the referee a little bit of ammunition, sometimes you're going to get shot with it. So I think, again, this will be another great test for him. I think the Big 12 was a great test for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Evan Frost seemed like it was off at Big 12. Was something going on there with Evan?
Well, we, in the UNI dual meet, we strained our hamstring right under our butt area, and he didn't get on the mat between you and I or the Big 12. It was like zero mat time, and I think that was a factor. I'm not making excuses again, but when you don't get any mat time for about 17 or 18 days, we basically drilled him the day before we left for Tulsa, and he just didn't have a lot of pop. Let's see if he's got some pop this weekend.
Gotcha. And you mentioned some doors closed and others open. Jacob Frost comes to mind.
Yes.
For him to keep himself ready and prepared to step in, it didn't look like he was going to be a starter this year. Now he's the 9 seed. Just talk about what Jacob's shown you this year.
Just does a great job. I've told other media outlets this. The Frost boys came in. They took their their redshirt year, their first year when they came to Iowa State. And man, those guys didn't waste a day. They came in, trained hard, just really, really workers, And if you look at their credentials out of high school, they were okay. I mean, they were state champs in Louisiana. Jacob never even won a state title in Iowa. So for him to elevate himself to this level has really been fun to watch. Yeah,
they certainly jumped levels tremendously. It's insane. I mean, you look at Evan's redshirt year.
Yeah.
He's getting thumped up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy trajectory there. And final question about your athletes, Cody Chittum. What have you seen from him this year? He has had some high highs this year.
Some really good moments, some really bad moments, inconsistent, second year and what I call big-time folk style. Nothing against freestyle, but you can throw it out the window. I know he's had some great freestyle credentials, but we're talking about Division I folk style wrestling here. And he's in the middle of basically end of his second season now, and we just haven't figured out that consistency part yet. So I can tell you this, there's nobody that wants to win more than Cody Chittum.
Yeah, that's clear in his wrestling. And now, not on your team, but still around the program, David Carr. He wrestled against Takatani, FloWrestling Night in America. How important is it having David Carr around, and how impressed were you with that performance?
I just love how he jumps, you just can visibly see him jumping levels. Obviously, his focus the last 5 years was to win a national championship, to win multiple national championships, and he did pretty darn good at that. I could see right away, he got injured after the NCAAs last year, had a surgery, but about 2 months after the NCAAs, I could see him shift his brain to freestyle, and it was really evident in the room, and just the stuff that, he's very intentional. He looks at the international schedule, he goes, hey, coach, I want to go here. Hey, coach, I want to go here. He's a planner, and he's very calculated. He wanted to go to a ranking series tournament. When that match came up that you guys offered him, he wanted that match really bad. And, you know, so right now he's dialed in to the U.S. Open, but he's great. I mean, he's such a positive influence around our guys. He showed up at the Big 12 tournament. He's cheering, jumping up and down like a cheerleader. He's a great ambassador of Iowa State.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, excited to watch you guys wrestle tomorrow and over the weekend. Anything else before we let you go?
Nope.
Thanks for your time, Coach.